Brainstorm education, the human brain, simply amazing. And between the ages of 4 and 15, it's growing to its full potential. While most people learn to use either hemisphere independently, the logical or the creative, we've created a program to teach children how to use both sides of the brain at the same time, greatly enhancing both their logic and creative potential. So, how do we do it? There are 10 levels to our program. Each level takes on average 4 months and is designed to be as fun as it is educational. Let's explore. For any child younger than 5, we have an entry-level program we call Lingo Bingo. Simple hands-on techniques help introduce the fundamentals that are to follow and give any young child a head start to the program. So, on to level 1, where we teach basic addition and subtraction using our simple tool. And by the end of the level, students can do the calculations in their mind. This is where actual brain development begins. At level 2, we move on to 2 and 3 digit addition and subtraction. All done mentally, visualizing the counting tool, which develops both the imaginative and logical sides of the brain in tandem. At level 3, we teach multiplication, and at level 4, division. Level 5 is a major milestone. Decimals and negatives, all calculated in the mind. By now, both hemispheres will be equally developed. At level 6, we introduce memory enhancement theory, enhanced by our patented whiteboard technique that allows information to be stored and accessed with photographic accuracy. At level 7, we progress from theory to practical memory enhancement and continue the whiteboard practice. Now at level 8, we begin practical implementation of the whiteboard concept for other subjects like physics, chemistry, music, art, and culture. Level 9 is where we begin to fully awaken the middle brain by introducing sound frequency training, meditation, and blindfold exercises to stimulate intuition and focus. And then at level 10, we add even more practical exercises to fully connect both hemispheres as one. 10 levels, infinite benefits, a lifetime of opportunities. Brainstorm education. The journey to extraordinary starts here.
See, I always prefer, before teaching to the students, to explain them what exactly the program is, how does it work. Because once you understand why you're learning this technique, that's how the effectiveness is more. So first you should understand what is brain development, how does it work, then whatever the training part comes, it will be more effective. So, as you seen in this video, let me explain now. See what exactly is brain development and how does it work. So as you seen in the video also, we have 2 hemispheres of the brain, right? Right hemisphere and left hemisphere. So we have 2 sides of the brain, both have different functions. Please remember this. Right brain identifies colors, concentration, imagination. All this is done in the right brain. That's why we call it as creative brain. Left brain identifies black and white colors, numbers, calculation, logic. All this is processed in the left brain. So both have different functions. But according to our practices, as we grow, one side of the brain is more used and more developed. Now what I mean by that? I'm a right-handed person, so I use my right hand for all my activities. So my left brain will be more used and more developed as I grow. And vice versa. If somebody is left-handed, then their right brain will be more used and more developed. And this is the reason, please observe this henceforth. I have observed in my 16 years of experience. I have started teaching this from 2009. Left-handed people are more creative in whichever field they are in. The reason behind is this. Their right brain is more developed. Right? So this imbalance is there in all the human beings. Only some exceptional cases found in the human history. People like Einstein, mathematician from India, Shakuntala Devi, Mr. Tesla. These are the people who had equally developed both sides. And that's why they were performing so brilliantly and they were called geniuses. But they didn't do anything for that. It was a God gift. They were naturally gifted people. But in normal human beings like us, we could remove this imbalance using certain techniques. Right? So I opted 2 subjects. There are many other techniques available, but I generally use these 2 subjects. So one subject is maths. Let me explain why. The other one is this tool, and this is called as abacus tool. But moment I show this, many teachers or parents feel that we are teaching abacus. No, absolutely not. This session or this class 8 session 3 is not about learning abacus or mathematics. But yes, initially we use these two subjects just to achieve our end result. And why do we do that? Let me explain. Why maths? Whenever you are doing mathematics, whether it is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, it is processed in the left brain. Whether you are right-handed or left-handed. If you are doing maths, it is processed in the left brain. Right? So what we do is initially we teach you to do these calculations not by using regular method, but by using this tool. With the help of this movement of these beads, we teach you how to do calculations. But please look at this tool. It's a color object. All of you agree? Now, just after a few sessions, I will make you to leave this object. Imagine this whole thing in your brain and do the calculations mentally. Now, can you tell me, if you imagine this object in your brain, which side of the brain you will be using? Left? Why right? Left is about black and white colors and numbers. Logical part, so not left. If you are imagining a color object, so imagination and color both are done in the right brain. Now imagine normal human beings like us, or till today, even your teachers, your parents, and you also. Whenever you are doing maths, you are using left side of the brain. But after a few sessions of this training, when I teach you to do this calculation mentally by imagining that color object in your brain, so obviously you are doing maths, which is to the left, but you are doing that by imagining the color object. So even right brain comes into the picture, isn't it? So both sides of the brain come into the process, where normal human beings are using only one side. We are training the kids to use both sides of the brain. And during the brain development age, so which is nothing but, let me show this image. It's a good graphical presentation. So this is how our neuron looks like in our brain. So this is a nice graphical representation of neuroactivity. Please look at this. So when we are born, look at the neuroactivity which is just started, and look at the left side, my left, and that is the current status of mind. I could say that the grown-ups. But look at this age group, where neuron activity is at the peak. So that age group we call it as brain development age, 5 to 15. Generally it extends up to 17 also, but we cater 5 to 50. Why? Because of this. When neuron activity is at the peak, and during that age, if you practice this kind of techniques, there are many other things we teach, memory enhancement, and especially there is a concept called whiteboard concept. I have invented it. It's a neurovisual board. So this is the concept which I have invented, and I have taken international patent. In 15 plus countries, nobody else can copy this technique. Right? So nobody else is teaching this technique in the world. So you are learning something new in the next 8 sessions. So these are the techniques which will improve, not only remove that imbalance, both sides of the brain will develop equally. How? Because of that practice. You are doing maths in the left, but doing that with the color tool in your brain, and during that age, if you practice this technique day in, day out, what happens? That imbalance goes off, and both sides of the brain can be developed equally. Now the question comes, why we have to do this? Once we achieve this, it improves your concentration, it also improves your listening power through this process, it improves your logic and imagination, and the most important is it improves your photographic memory and recall power. So whatever you are reading during your educational age group, the diagrams, whatever images you see, it gets registered in your subconscious memory, and whatever you read, you can recall it in a much better way. Stop doing all those nonsenses, please, during this class. This is brain development session for you, right? If you do this kind of stuff, this will not help you. Please concentrate. See, school has arranged free sessions for you guys, right? Please avail the facilities like this. Good to behave a little mischievous, but please don't waste the time. These are very important sessions. Please concentrate and attend them properly. Okay, coming back to the point. So I always prefer explaining the concept first. So one concept you understood, why this technique works for the brain development, because of the neuroactivity. And second aspect, as I told you, the whiteboard concept which I'll be teaching you, it is not related to even mathematics and abacus stuff. This can be implemented for any subject, physics, chemistry, bio, and the best part is, once you become good with this concept, neurovisual board, your even academic percentages improves by 5 to 10%. If you're currently scoring 80%, it will take you to 90, 95. So this kind of advantages are there. It's a visibly result-oriented program. You just to sincerely participate in this, whatever 8 sessions we are teaching, the techniques, the simple, see, brain development is not easy. But the techniques what we evolved is very, very easy to follow. So as a student, you just have to follow the method which I am trying to teach, next 8 sessions. Just follow them sincerely and see, gradually you will see results within these 8 sessions with your performances. So we always say it's a visibly result-oriented program. And just to motivate the students, this is how kids perform after learning all the 10 levels.
Your time starts now. 7 squared plus 26 equals
75.
correct. 75 divided by the square root of 25 plus 106.
He is doing all those calculations by imagining that too.
1 plus 13
So right and
squared
left brain both she
times 2 minus 44 equals
536.
correct. 536 plus 4 cubed divided by 6 times 9 minus 12 equals
888.
correct.
So even if you hold calculator, it is not easy to perform like this, right? But please don't feel that you have to wait for 10 levels to see the results. No, you don't have to wait for 10 levels. What we say, even with these 8 sessions free, what we are giving, you will able to see the results. Not 100%. Generally, we give guarantee 100% results. It works for everyone. Last 16 plus years, we have not seen a